Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk. Can you believe it's already June? A brand new month means a fresh opportunity to continue creating the health, life, and future that we truly want. Hey, if you're joining us for the first time, we're especially glad you're here. Put in the chat where you're tuning in from tonight. And for those of you who are often here, you know that the first webinar of each month is our series, Life Beyond the Reset. You see, Optavia was never designed to be just another diet where we hit a goal and declare, I've arrived. The real journey begins when we start asking what's next. And that is exactly why we host these webinars to help you navigate the next chapter with confidence, with purpose, and a vision for what's possible. My name's Jen Brown, and I'm just here to introduce a very special guest who has dedicated his life to helping people create lasting transformation from the inside out. And I'm honored to introduce him. Our speaker this evening is my dear friend, Dave Blanchard. Dave is an author, speaker, coach, and co-creator of the Habit Finder Assessment. I have been through this. It is life-changing. He has spent decades helping people transform their lives, coaching thousands of individuals and speaking around the world. And after his own 70-pound health transformation, let's give it up for Dave in the chat, he decided to pay that forward and become an Optavia metabolic health coach and now helps others, there's the celebration, create lasting change in both the mindset and health. Dave has been married to his sweet wife, another friend of mine, Ramona, for 51 years, and together they have a beautiful family of 7 children, 27 grandchildren, and even now a great grandchild and a growing legacy. What an honor to have him with us tonight. Welcome, Dave. We're so glad you're here. The floor is yours, my friend.
Oh, Jen, thank you. I've known you for years, Jen. It's nice when you've got friends that you can actually trust their hearts. And Jen is one of those people. So thank you, Jen, for that warm welcome. It's great to be with you tonight. I brought some dear friends with me tonight to serve you. Tonight is for you. It's for you. It's been my hope as I've been preparing for tonight that we might be able to create a pivotal moment, that there's life before tonight and life after tonight, that there is a decision made tonight to be able to finish the reset you've begun and start to experience the life that is waiting for you. Do you feel that difference? How many of us have been spending a lot of time going through a reset? And we kind of get there and we don't kind of get there. I want to show you where I started. Chris, could you throw up one of those videos or one of those? There we go. On the left-hand side, there I am at 262 pounds. Now I'm coming down a little bit. Now I'm about 250. Let's go to the next one. On the left-hand side, I had the privilege of speaking to Brian Drollinger's team in Puerto Vallarta a number of years ago, like about 8 years ago. This is hard to look at for me. I look at that and I go, how many people are sitting there? I'm speaking to people who are working on their health and I'm telling them about how to run their life. And what's the message that I send? Just look at this. Right-hand side in a white shirt on a Sunday with family. Oh my goodness. I had been traveling the world, speaking from Budapest to Vienna to Prague, Mexico City, the Bahamas, all 50 states. I've been writing books, coaching with hundreds of wonderful, beautiful people. And the only person I wasn't taking care of was me. How about you? Had a similar life where you've had children that you're raising, taking care of everybody else, and you just weren't on your own radar screen? And maybe you're still trying to figure that one out. So tonight, I'm hoping that my wake-up call can help you avoid needing one. I want to take you back to the first year of COVID. and I had an excruciating pain in my left calf. Now, I played football in college. I was a free safety in college, a linebacker in high school at a very high pain threshold. And I go to the emergency room and they take me in, and Ramona has to stay in the waiting room. I said, "Can't she come in with me?" No, no, she has to stay out here. They start doing these tests. And after they finish the tests, I was talking with the doctor and I said, "Doc, I feel a little uncomfortable. I don't want to be a wimp. Um, I usually can handle this kind of pain." And he said, "Mr. Blanchard, people die from this. I had a blood clot in my left calf that was breaking loose, and that explained my heart almost stopping a couple of times, and the bilateral pulmonary emboli, the blood clots in both of my lungs." They admitted me. Ramona couldn't come in until I could prove I didn't have COVID. That was going to take 24 hours. So they put you in a COVID ward to prove you don't have COVID. That doesn't make any sense to me, but I'm in the COVID ward. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. They're coming in for the second time to adjust my oxygen because they can't seem to control it. And I had this thought, am I going to die before I see my sweetheart? For the first time at that level, health became critical. Now, like many of you, I'd lost weight and put it back on, lost weight and put it back on. I even started on program, personal confession, 2014. Went from 262 down to 235, then down to 215, then back up to 235. Anybody play this game? Well, I left the hospital and started getting serious. Today, it's 190. And I put on 9 pounds of muscle in the last year. I am so grateful for this program. And I emphasize program because when we're fighting the reset piece, it's very normal that either we're on the fuelings, we're not on the fuelings. We're on the fuelings, we're not on the fuelings. The fuelings are only 25% of the program. When we finally decide to engage with our coach and let them work in our lives and hold us accountable when we don't want to be held accountable, but let them hold us accountable, miracles start to happen. Then we lean into the community. You're here tonight, so you're leaning into the community. And lastly, Dr. Wayne Anderson, Habits of Health, taking our habits of thinking. We know that a habit starts to develop in a brain stem. That's the bottom of the brain. It works its way up through the diencephalon. It's a big word. It took me a while to learn how to say it. Diencephalon, into the limbic brain, and then to the subconscious, and then it finally comes out. While it's in development, it's bouncing off of trauma triggers and stress responses created by our life experiences, and sometimes they say it's epigenetic. It comes from the DNA from our ancestors. Whatever it is, when it comes out, we're unaware of 90% of those habits. You ever been there at 8 o'clock at night? You're stressed and overwhelmed, and you start hearing a dialogue about, I deserve it. I deserve what? A quart of Ben and Jerry's Chunky Monkey? Do I deserve to eat that sugar and have it spike my insulin and destroy my program? Is that what I deserve? But that's what our dialogue is saying. And if we're unaware of it, it crashes down like a tsunami and wipes out our willpower. And then the next morning we wake up and we just beat ourselves up for failing again. It is so critical that we embrace that fourth piece, those habits of health and the life book, and start to raise our awareness so that in those moments we're better equipped to stop. Everybody heard this? How does it go from there? going to stop, I'm going to challenge, and I'm going to choose differently. It is so critical tonight that we make the decision as a community, all of us, to embrace all four of those pillars that hold up this program, that separate it from everything on the planet. The science is so sound.
Mm.
We know that if we embrace all four, we can lose 10 times more weight, 17 times more fat, and maintain 98% of our lean mass in our body. And I know if you work with your coach on having those muscle protein synthesis moments with your EAAs, your essential amino acids, with your whey protein, your lean and green, and you do exercise, moderate exercise. I'm not trying to get a photo shoot in. I just want to be strong and putting on those 9 pounds of muscle. Because what awaits us when we finally do the reset? And then it's time to move forward and live life, to transition into a new way of eating and a new way of living. I brought a couple of friends along with me tonight to talk about this because I'm so excited. This Thursday, we get the boat back from the boat dealer who's doing the summarization. Have you got that video? You can play that video for us. This is what I'll be doing Saturday afternoon. I can hardly wait. Now I turned 73 this month. 73. That's enough of that one. Thanks. But that's just so fun. I go off the back deck, I surf, I come back on, get in the boat, and don't even get wet. Unless I need to use the restroom. Then I fall in the water and take care of my business, right? Anyway, more than you need to know. And last weekend on a mountain bike ride with 3 grandkids who were just maniacs. And we had a blast up on the mountain by Snow Basin, going down those trails, Icebox Canyon, and some of the other canyons. Just an incredible experience. That's what awaits us when we do this reset. I want to introduce you to a couple friends. I want to start with one of my favorite people. Her name is Vicki Hagen. If we could bring Vicki on.
Hi,
I know the answer to these questions, but I want you to hear them. Vicki, how old are you?
75.
Now, just so you know, Vicki is one of the oldest surviving kidney transplant recipients in the world. 14 years ago, you lost how much weight, Vicki?
85 pounds.
And got metabolically healthy. And what has life been like since your reset?
Oh, oh my gosh. I spent 14 years. And I don't like to say I'm the oldest living. I say I'm the longest living.
Did I say oldest? I meant to say longest. Yes, longest, 50 years.
It's okay. You know, when this started, I just thought, well, maybe if I could lose a few pounds. You know, my daughter was going to get married. I didn't want to embarrass her. And I thought, I'll try one more time because I had decided, forget it. I tried everything, like you were saying, and I thought it's just not going to work for me. Everybody else could do it, but not me. And so, and then she said she was getting married. I had 8 months to the wedding. And I thought, oh my gosh, God, please help me do something here. So this program kind of fell in my lap and I gave it a try. And lo and behold, what a difference from anything I've done before. I ended up losing 85 pounds in time for the wedding. Yay. But more importantly, my whole life opened up because before, when I was as heavy as I was, I didn't feel good. I didn't move good. Everything hurt. And when I lost that weight, it just all changed. I mean, I could walk better. I could walk faster. I wanted to walk faster. And I was able to do activities I hadn't done and never thought I'd do again. So my whole world opened up.
We have a picture of you when you lost your hair because of something else that you went through besides a kidney.
Yes, I ended up with breast cancer 22 years ago, and one of the chemo drugs that I had to use caused heart failure. So I do have a defibrillator pacemaker that is in, and my heart was not doing well with all this extra weight, as you can imagine. I was enlarged by 30% and down to 20% function, and they were getting ready to talk about a heart transplant. I thought, wait, I've already had a kidney, you know. But in losing the weight and getting healthy, my heart was no longer enlarged, and the heart function went up to 35%, which doesn't sound great, but it's sure better than 20 on its way to 10.
And you just got your latest report.
Yeah.
And where are you today?
It's even better. You know, they just are amazed. Everything, all my blood panel, everything's in the green, and it's just perfectly wonderful. And the heart's even getting better. It's stronger. So I've had a few surgeries on my knees and feet. I'm working at getting back walking again. My goal is to get out there, get that 10,000 steps back, and get it up to 40%. That's my goal.
And let's just add this in for everybody. Um, you've had some pretty special occasions lately with your children
Yeah.
that most likely wouldn't have happened.
Oh, you know, Dave, I you got me thinking about it. You know, it's you have to kind of go back and think, it's been 14 years. So I have to think about where was I? What was life like then? And it was miserable. Um, and every event was me sitting on the couch watching from the sidelines. And this last 14 years, I've been actively involved, right smack dab in the middle of all the fun. So it's been 14 years of all the birthdays and Christmases at my house, birthdays, Mother's Day. I just had a wonderful Mother's Day with my two kids. Yeah, look at that. Aren't they cute? They're so cute. And my three grandsons, you know, when I started, they were very young, and I was a goal of mine was to be the fun grandma. I wanted to live long enough to see them raised and play with them and do all the things I wanted to do. And now they're, and I did crazy things, crazy scavenger hunts and jello eating contests and just everything I could think of, all the fun. And now they are 16, 19, and 22, and about 3 feet taller than me. And the oldest one just got engaged. So who knows? I might be the very fun great grandma.
Well, I want to share something personal with you. You shared that with me a couple weeks ago. You wanted to be the fun grandma.
Hmm.
The last Saturday, these three grandsons wanted to go on this crazy mountain bike. I'd like to tell you my first thought was, yeah. I went, oh my goodness, they're going to eat me alive. And then I had the thought, but I want to be the fun grandpa.
Yeah.
And I actually remember at the end of the ride sitting on this cement block waiting for Ramona to come with the truck to pick us up. I just got to be the fun grandpa. So
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you for that inspiration.
Isn't it amazing? There's so much, you know, we're active with our Lions Club. We're doing stuff all the time. I can't even imagine life without this energy and being able to completely turn everything around, all the health that was so much problem just isn't a problem for me anymore. And I'm so forever grateful and you know, so grateful when we can help somebody else and they start telling us their stories.
Yes. Well, everyone, there's life after the reset.
Yeah,
Thank you, Vicki. Thank you.
thank you.
Next, I'd like to bring on a dear friend, Jared Smithson, who is my inspiration. Matter of fact, knowing Jared, I made a picture of my 18-year-old body. You're not going to show this, Chris. Don't do it. My 18-year-old body and my 73-year-old head, because I'm going to look like a shirt off. Jared, you are like one of the consummate fathers.
I
Life
try to be.
reset. Talk to us tonight, please.
Yeah, 18 years ago, I wasn't the consummate father. Um, my kids were little. When we started this whole path with Optavia, my kids were 2, 5, and 7 years old. And now they're 19, 22, and 25.
Hmm.
And I remember coming home from work, and my boys were, I mean, they're pretty typical little boys. I'd walk in the door and they'd be like, "Dad, chase us." And I'm like, "What is this obsession with being chased?" They were like little dogs, right? And this one night, I remember chasing them up the stairs, and I just kind of collapsed at the top of the stairs, just in exhaustion. And they jumped on me and they were wrestling, and I made it a thing, like I just wrestled with them kind of and let them jump on top of me like it was fun, but it wasn't fun. I was exhausted. It's not what I wanted to be doing. I wanted to be able to actually play with them with energy. Um, and thankfully, my mother-in-law had been coaching for about a year and a half, and she had repeatedly offered, and I always use this word, she kept interrupting my life. And I mean, that's kind of what mother-in-laws do, right? They interrupt you. And
Not
and
going
it was such a loving interruption because it was just like, "Hey, I'm still here. I still care."
there.
I and she could see, my mother-in-law saw something that most people didn't see. She saw some silent desperation and silent misery in my eyes, and she knew that I wasn't me. And so I started down this path of health and lost 50 pounds and stuff. But I mean, I'll take you back 5 years before that. My dad passed away at 58 years old of pulmonary disease. I'm 52 right now, and at my age, he had his first multiple pulmonary embolism.
Hmm.
For the last 6 years of his life, he was on oxygen, and I'm not. But my dad's tragic death did not kick me into gear. It took me another 5 years. 15 months after my dad passed away, one of my best childhood friends passed away of a heart attack. He was 34, I was 33. Did not kick me into gear. What kicked me into gear was laying at the top of those stairs, and I realized that this is something that I've realized over the last 17 and a half years of coaching people, is that it doesn't matter whether it's like, if you think of the best doctors, athletes, artists, teachers, scientists, writers, parents, whatever it is, the best of the best deeply care. And at the top of those stairs, I realized that I had not been living a life of deep care.
Hmm.
I was living mediocrity. I was refusing to take in all of the essence of life. I was pursuing happiness, right? But what I learned in this engagement with Optavia is I wanted to pursue excellence. And excellence is not the pursuit of happiness. Excellence is the pursuit of all of the emotions that we're going to feel along the path. Excellence isn't perfection. It's actually quite opposite. Because perfection is, this is the way. It's very structured and it's a singular mindset. Excellence is very open and curious and like, what else can I learn? Who can I learn from? And I realized especially through coaching, that one of the absolute most important skills to learn in this process is separating the buckets of life. My circumstances do not need to dictate my choices. Just because I'm stressed or excited or celebrating or whatever the emotions I used to attach to eating, I no longer live that way. My eating is eating. I eat with a purpose. I eat for performance and for health, to pursue health excellence. And my circumstances, there's all kinds of other stuff going on there, right?
When you say performance, take us to the moment you had with your son after a volleyball game.
I've had, because of the life that we've been able to lead with Optavia, I've been able to not just maintain like an aging performance. I've been able to continue to perform at a very high level. And this picture on the screen, the picture on the left is he and I, his senior year of high school, winning a tournament that had 200 plus total teams. The picture on the right was last Labor Day, about 4 years apart. And playing in the highest division in these tournaments. And my son is a very, very, very good volleyball player. And he could go play with younger kids. He's 22, I'm 52. And I'll read you the text that I sent to him afterwards. I said, Trent, thank you so much for playing with me again today. Playing with you has been one of my favorite things in this life. I know you could probably win pretty much every tournament you play with a young buck. So thank you for being willing to play with your old man. A few minutes later, he responds with this. Thank you for always playing with me and for coaching me growing up. It's been my favorite thing for a long time to have you as my partner. I think that even winning with a young buck wouldn't be as much fun as playing with you. I love you, Dad. I don't know how long I'll be able to do this. Hopefully for several more years. But the bill of goods that we've been sold by society, that we have to age a certain way and that we have to slow down and our life looks totally different than how we have enjoyed growing up and the things that we love to do and who we love to do them with. That's health to me.
Yes. Oh, Jared, thank you. I just hope everyone tonight will leave here not just committed to staying on your fuelings as outlined. Embrace your coach. Embrace the community. Embrace the habits of health and the life book and create a life after the reset. Jen, back to you, my friend.
Wow.
Hmm.
Wow. Before we wrap up tonight, can we all just take a moment to thank Dave and Vicky and Jared for the incredible value that was shared with us this evening. Dave, thank you so much for investing your time and your wisdom and your heart into our community. I know many of us have pages of notes and plenty to think about as we continue on our own growth journey. We're truly grateful for all the stories tonight. And for anyone who joined us this evening, don't let the conversation stop here. Tomorrow is the first Tuesday of the month, which means it's time for our monthly Conscious Forum with Dr. Wayne Scott Anderson. This month's topic is, are you willing to let go? And if you've ever attended one of these forums, I highly encourage you to join us. It's such a unique opportunity to learn directly from the creator of the Habits of Health system and the co-founder of Optavia. Not only will you gain incredible insight, but you'll have the opportunity to ask questions and interact with Dr. Anderson live. The forum takes place tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, everything in between, and we'd love to see you there. And if tonight's webinar blessed you and you'd like to listen again or share it with a friend, you can find the replay on our podcast, YouTube channel, and other Let's Talk platforms. Feel free to revisit the content and invite others who could benefit from tonight's message. And speaking of great messages, join us again next Monday for another episode of Let's Talk. We're going to be diving into a conversation on body composition and healthy stability with a panel of what many of us affectionately would call the youngins. The topic is the young and the relentless, and I have a feeling it's going to be a fun, insightful, and inspiring conversation that you won't want to miss. So thank you all for being part of this amazing community. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Keep creating health on purpose, and we'll see you next time on Let's Talk.